I'm here with.
Owen Williams.
Have you seen or ever heard of kids vaping in the bathroom?
I mean, of course, it's kind of like the norm. I mean, something I'd never be in, but in the bathroom. I mean, it's gonna happen a lot. Kids do it. Kids go in their own stalls, but there's not necessarily much I can do, but it's a big problem at our school, I think.
I'm here with
Jake Alfano.
Jake Alfano. If you had to estimate, how many teenagers in the school do you think vape?
Probably like 30%. I mean, bathroom's a pretty hot spot. People just pass around, just ripping it back and forth. I mean, it's crazy nowadays. I'm not going to step in and do anything about it. But, because I don't roll with that. But when I see it, I just politely leave the bathroom and carry on with my day.
Interesting. Very well said.
Every day, more and more teenagers get roped into vaping, and it affects them for the rest of their lives. Scientists are yet to know the long-term effects of vaping and what it does to the human body. The consumers of these products are risking a short-term buzz for long-term consequences.
This video shows what takes place when someone vapes. How the smoke goes into the consumer's lung and affects the organs. As you see, over time, the penalty of using these vape products became more and more serious, yet teenagers cannot seem to stop, which means the vaping companies are succeeding in getting them hooked. E-cigarettes are a huge problem among teenagers and oftentimes lead to long-term addictions in adulthood. Since the brain is not fully developed until age 25, these habits at teens lead to addictions as adults. These companies know this and try to get more young kids to try their product every day by introducing fun flavors that cater to a younger audience. This gives us information on how dangerous it really is for these kids to use these nicotine and tobacco products in early life and the after effects it can cause for these teenagers.
The easy access to these products are a big reason as to why these addictions start. Nicotine addictions start because the young kids don't know what they're getting themselves into, and once they start, it becomes harder and harder to stop every day. The companies make it so these products are not advertised as products with nicotine. They're advertised to help you get through your day. Vape companies manipulate teenagers into trying their product. Some of the ways they do this are by introducing fun new flavors like strawberry yogurt, pink lemonade, and pina colada. From what experts have seen, this strategy works as vaping among teens has risen by the year, and it has dramatically increased in the past few years. The use among middle and high school students has increased 900% between 2011 and 2015.
It's said that around 1 in 9 high school students vape, which shows how much of an epidemic this has become in the recent years. Many teens who vape want to quit, but the chemicals have such a harmful effect on your brain they cannot bring themselves to do it.
Vaping also oftentimes leads to harmful side effects such as anxiety and depression. It is also shown that vaping makes a teenager more drowsy, which causes their school grades to suffer. The real problem is from within. These companies are clearly taking advantage of teenagers and openly advertising their products towards teens in high school. We believe this should be talked about more amongst high school staff and parents alike. You may be wondering why, or even how, you think caring parents would take action, and a lot of the times they do. They either take the products away from the child or have a sit-down conversation. Something close to an intervention, which is scary due to the fact we're talking about high school kids here. Even after these attempts by the parents, a lot of the time the kids go right back to their old habits by either sneaking around the parents and doing it, or using a friend's, which just goes to show how much of a chokehold these vape and tobacco products have on our youth.
Another reason this problem has been occurring more and more in recent years is how unaware parents and adults are of their children being affected. Another scary thing that we've mentioned is that these devices are so new to doctors have not know a way of telling what is the long-term effects on the human body. From what we've seen so far, it's devastating outcomes both mentally and physically.
One more question you may have is why don't the teenagers themselves care? It clearly impacts them and the people around them, yet they continue to slowly deteriorate their own health by continuing to use these vape products. Well, the answer varies from person to person, but in many instances, the teenagers just feel as if they cannot get throughout their day without it. There have been many programs that are put in place to help kids quit vaping. Some in schools, others launched nationwide. Some examples of these programs include NOT, and most popular, the Truth Initiative, which you've most likely seen on either on your computer or on your television, saying commercials about their message. These programs have reached many kids throughout the United States and were a great way to start making change towards this issue. The next few video clips are from the Truth Initiative and are aimed towards teens who vape.
And know that vaping nicotine can actually increase feelings of stress.
Yet some vape companies get rich telling you it's a stress reliever.
So let's call it what it is. It's a breath of stress air.
Talk to him. And it's like,
These video clips are just two of many that the Truth campaign has put on as many people's screens as possible to show them the truth and support the stoppage of vaping. Take a look around your school. Look at the kids you know, look at the kids you don't. Just think how everyone's lives will be different in 15 years. Everyone going on to do different things with their lives. The kids who vape and the kids who don't. Their lives will differentiate in a big way. One group with an addiction that has had them in shackles for the past 15 to 20 years of their lives, influencing their every decision and leaving mental, physical, and financial scars on their life that are all very hard to get rid of. All in all, vaping is the biggest epidemic we've seen in high schools in many years. It not only has an effect on the teens themselves, but their families and the people they love as well. We've taken many steps as a school and as a nation towards ratifying this issue, but as the evidence shows, it just isn't enough. The only way is to provide more focus to give help to the teenagers who need it. As we close, we'd like to leave you with another video by the Truth Initiative that showcases the effects vaping has on teenagers.
Breathe in and wonder, is this helping?
zero cloud.
Breathe out. Now you should feel much worse. Vaping nicotine can actually increase feelings of stress and anxiety. Let's call a vape what it is. It's a breath of stress air. See for yourself. breathofstressair.com.